Good evening, Texas bikers and bikers all across the nation. This is a Texas Biker Radio news brief coming to you live from Arlington, Texas. And tonight, tonight, we want to talk about a few things that piqued our interest today that was in the news. And one thing, as you see what's going on above, right up here, the protests and all that stuff continues today. And so we'll keep an eye on them a little bit, and we won't worry about them. They're just marching around in the streets and doing their thing, beating on drums and keeping people awake. They're not as violent as they have been in the past. We think they've been told to cool it, to cut it out. So we'll see. They're still getting arrested every night, so good for our side. Well, let's talk about the Committee on Presidential Debates. It's been around since 1987. And, you know, they're supposedly searching far and wide each election cycle for some people to moderate the debate. And what they never seem to be able to find anyone but a bunch of liberals to do the moderations. And so we think they've passed the time of being useful any longer. And so it's time to get rid of the Committee on Presidential Debates. It's time to get rid of them and seek some other format that works, because it's surely not them. Now, we do understand today that they canceled the next debate, which in my opinion is a good thing. We posted an article in TexasBikerRadio.org today that warned the president that the next debate, if it was going to be virtual, was nothing but a trap. There's too many things that can go wrong, and what we mean go wrong, there's too many ways to cheat in a virtual debate. I mean, if you thought Joe Biden was reading from notes that were attached to his wrist, or as he was looking down reading from them, just think what he could do if he's in a room by himself with just a TV camera. It would be crazy. It would be a disaster, not only for President Trump, but for Joe Biden also, because it would be obvious that he's reading from a screen somewhere in front of him. Just saying, everybody. So the debate is off, the virtual debate. And so as we understand right now, the whole thing has been canceled. Good. Good. We're glad that that happened. We hope there's not another debate. So let's wish the president well as he's recovering from COVID, the China virus, as he's recovering from that. And it looks like the medicines that he's been taking are working. And we understand that some of that was some experimental drugs that's going on in testing right now. And so that gives hope to us all. And I think it's right for the president to tell the American public and to encourage the American public, hey, it's going to be okay. We're moving forward. We're going to have treatments that are going to work, that will save lives. I think it's perfectly fine that he encourages people to get out there and continue their lives. And that's exactly what we're doing here in Texas. And soon, our bars will be open. I think it's on the 15th of this month. The bars are going to be allowed to open. And so what we need to say about that is for young people, when you do go to a bar, and if you want to keep your favorite place open, do not congregate around each other in groups of more than 6. In other words, it's going to be up to you to protect your favorite bar, restaurant, whatever, by not congregating in large groups. That being said, we know people are going to be people, and they're sick and tired of being locked up. They're sick and tired of it, and they're sick and tired of all the of all the data that's thrown at us, and all the lies and innuendos, and all the COVID-19 and all of the COVID-19. I'm looking for the right word that comes at us from the CDC. All the information that comes from us, from them, changes every time we turn around. But then again, it's still the same basic stuff. Wear a mask, social distance, wash your hands. It's still that way. So it's up to us. And it's up to us to take care of our families and continue our work. And we'll do just that. Now, Nancy Pelosi, today had her 25th Amendment meeting. And like we said last night, it's quite clear that Donald Trump has all his faculties about him. And really, in the 25th Amendment, if you go read it, if the president cannot fulfill his duties, it goes to the vice president, not to Nancy Pelosi or any of those clowns. And that has to happen from word from the president and in writing. It's interesting to go read that. I'm not going to read it to you, but I'm asking you to check that out, the 25th Amendment, and see what all it says. Because Nancy Pelosi is just, she's out there now just trying to stir up crap. More chaos is all that's all about. And if they don't like President Trump, that right now, that's tough. We cannot have another coup attempt by Nancy Pelosi and all those morons. We don't need it. We don't want it. And she needs to get her act together and stop all this mess. That being said, what we did today, we created a Facebook page, another group, and it is called the Stimulus for the People on Facebook. You can go to Sons of Liberty Writers MC and other entities that we are on, and I'll post it here below here on Facebook after this video is done. Stimulus for the People. And what we're going to do there is we're going to push a nationwide petition for Nancy Pelosi and her crew, the Congress, to give us a stimulus package without pork. In other words, the people, and it's been said, there needs to be another round of stimulus to the people. Maybe another round of $1,200 or more. Whatever. Nancy Pelosi needs to get it on the president's desk without all the pork and all the crap. In other words, a standalone bill to put money in the people's pockets. And so we're going to ask you if you would go sign that petition. and help us get the ball rolling. Go to that page, like that page. It's simple. It's simple. All it's asking you to do, if you want to post a video, if you want to post a comment, you're welcome to do so on that page, on that Facebook page. Help us get the ball rolling. And this week, what we're going to do, and we have our church tomorrow for our motorcycle club, and we're going to go downtown Dallas, maybe downtown Fort Worth also, maybe both. And we're going to get in front of the media, and we're going to wave our signs. We're going to do all our protesting out there in front of them for Nancy Pelosi to get a stimulus bill to the president's desk. Get off their ass and get it done. Get it done. Cut out all the shenanigans. Get it done. And so this is what we're going to be doing this week. We're going to be pushing hard. We're going to be pushing hard. And I know some of my guys, people in our club, when they see this video, they're going to know I mean what I'm saying. They're going to know it. And so stand by. We're going to video it. You're going to see it all when we go downtown. And we get there in front of the media, and we know right where to go. We know right where to go. We're going to go into the belly of the beast. And it's incredible what we see going on, and the wasted time by Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, and their whole damn crew, Adam Shipperbrains. I mean, really. I'm asking you guys to join us in this effort. So let's get ready to roll and do it. We can make it happen. Actually, we can move mountains. And it doesn't take that many of us. We can move mountains. We've done it before. So let's have a Facebook revolution about the stimulus package. Give a clean bill to the president so he can sign it and get money to the people. Quit worrying about your damn party. Quit worrying about Joe Biden and start worrying about the people of this country. Cut the crap. Is what we're saying. And so, wow. Join us. Help us. Please. And you guys on the chat line, good evening. How are y'all doing? Hope you're all doing well. Okay, let's move on here. And let's talk a minute about the militia. In particular, the ones up in Michigan. Now, I was talking to OG today, and he was, we were discussing the militia up north, and he kind of describing to me that, well, it's different than it is in Texas. He said because the militias here are more like military units, and the ones up north is a little bit more radical, should we say. But I find some stuff interesting about what's going on and the FBI's charges. I guess I have to question that because we know the FBI hypes things up. They hype it up. They go for the big headlines and the big stories, and they hype it up. How much of it is true, how much of it is false, how much of it is false innuendos, how much of it is false narratives, we don't know. So we have to sit back and wait a bit. Because now we have some people on the other side of the deal here saying, hey, those guys may have just been talking about that, or they may have been just wanting to arrest the governor. So that has been thrown out there now. The fact that, well, maybe they were just wanting to arrest her, not really kidnap her, or the plan was to kill her, like we heard. So we've got to wait for things to clear up. And like I said, we know the FBI has a tendency to overhype, to lie, in order to set a false narrative. Now, I find it interesting that, and this is what we were worried about with the bikers. You know, we saw the, it's interesting because we saw the Not Fucking Around Coalition, and that's their name. That's not anything I threw on them. That's their name. They were actually making terroristic threats, and you know that's what they're saying about this militia. They're calling them terrorists, domestic terrorists. I don't see how the NFAC can make terroristic threats and nobody says a thing. Not the FBI, not Homeland Security, not anybody. Why is that? Is it because they're black? And is it because this group is white? Or mostly white? No tellings. I do not know their membership. So I can't say that for sure, that they don't have any other type members. I don't know. But I find it interesting that the FBI and the Homeland Security can't seem to protect this country from those that are wanting to overthrow the government, our Constitution, our way of life. And they've stated as much. Whether it's Antifa, whether it's the NFAC, or the BLM, or even that matter, left-wing politicians that are still plotting a coup. Now, they're talking about the 25th Amendment. Let me tell you guys, they're talking about the 25th Amendment. Is that for Donald Trump? Or is that about Joe Biden? Because we do believe if Joe Biden wins, he's not going to be there very long before somebody else takes over, whether it's Kamala Harris or somebody else. But I would think right now it would be Kamala Harris. And if Joe doesn't want to go on his own, they're going to take him out. Just saying, everybody. Just saying. Is that a conspiracy theory or is that real? But we know that these people will attempt a coup. And it seems like our security agencies are supposed to protect this country and supposed to protect the people are inept. They're inept. And if I was going to defund anybody right now, it would be Homeland Security and the FBI. Because just maybe they're complicit in all this. We know they have been. We know their top echelon was. And now we know rank and file members knew about it. So where are we at, guys? Where are we at? And I will say this much. For you military men out there that took the same oath I did when I was in the military to defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And let me tell you, we have domestic enemies right now that they can't seem to find, although they're in plain sight. They're in plain sight. If you're not going to take care of the problem, there will be a point when the people rise up. There will be a point when former veterans rise up. People who believe in the Constitution and believe in the oath they took. Now, apparently, these people in the FBI and the Homeland Security and the people that are within government don't believe in the oath they took. And that includes this woman called Nancy Pelosi that's leading this coup that happens again and again and again just because they didn't win a damn election. So you guys, we're going to get sick of this at some point. If you're not already, you should be. You should be. And Cowboy Forever, how is Nancy Pelosi still Speaker of the House when she's violating Article 4, Section 4, which means a constitutional republic, and promoting socialism? Hey, that is a good question, sir. That is a good question. It's because the system is not geared to police itself. We have too many people within government that are benefiting from things from things being the way they are. And it's about time. That's what the stimulus for the people is all about. It's about us rising up and tell them to get the damn job done and stop the crap. That's what this is about. And we're going to try as hard as we can to push this and get it moving. Like I said, we're going to go down there before the media downtown and just raise hell. And then, hey, we might go in front of the FBI building and say, hey, look, defund these son of a bitches. They're not doing their job. They're not doing their job. And arresting some guys up in Michigan for, I guess they were plotting. Did they make a move to even do any of that stuff? Or were they just talking about it? Did they actually mean it? Or were they just talking and BSing? Now, it said they were trying to sell them some explosives, something like that. Well, like I said, we'll have to wait for all this to wash out. See what's true, what's not. But I have a feeling, the FBI, who I said loves to hype things, that there's a lot of lying going on. And there's a lot of threats being made. And they're going to try and get these guys to turn on each other. They're going to put all kinds of charges against them. And they're going to get somebody to throw the other guys under the bus. But did they actually make a move to do any of this stuff? That's the question. It's the question I have. Not taking up for them, because you got to understand, if you're in a militia group, you've probably got undercovers within your group. Or maybe somebody's gotten into trouble and they've flipped them and now they're working for the law. Just saying, everybody, this is the way it works. Nobody in Michigan likes that governor. Nobody. So when you do this kind of stuff, you throw them a lifeline. she was going to be taken care of by the voters, I do believe. Nobody likes what she was doing. And it continues to this day. You cannot give these people a lifeline by threatening them or planning a stupid plot that you don't really mean to implement. I'm just saying, guys. Just saying. You know, the FBI is an unreliable source, that's for sure. That's for sure. And we have our church tomorrow, like I said. And our guys, by the time we get there, they're going to know what part of the church it's going to be all about. So we're ready to rock and roll, is what we're ready to do. We're ready to start doing some pushing ourselves. And as you see with the things that are going on up here, and these people aren't being drugged to jail every night in mass. And we'll get out there and we'll do our peaceful protests. We'll get our word out. If we don't, we'll be going back and back and back again. But we're ready to push it to the limit. And this stimulus for the people is righteous, guys. It's righteous. It's about doing the right thing. I'm telling you. And let me do a little bit of reading here on the chat line while we're here. How you doing, Jerry? Iron Horse, Matters Workshop. Let me see what he's saying here. Yeah, we can't expect a new director after the election. It depends on how the election goes to whether any of these people will be in trouble with the FBI and Homeland Security, any of the politicians that attempted the coup with the Russian hoax and everything else. If Biden gets in, everything is erased. Nothing's going to happen to anybody. They'll move on. That's the way that's going to be. And so, you know, it's at that point, we got to figure out what we're going to do. We're not going to leave the country. We may end up giving them a taste of their own medicine. That's for sure. We may hold their feet to the fire. The best outcome, if Biden was to win, they lose the House. That would be the best outcome if he wins. That they lose the House or the Senate, or the Republicans keep the Senate. So at least that way there is some challenge to the kind of stuff they're going to try and push through. But then again, they're gonna push through things we're not gonna like, and then they're gonna be after us all, everybody, and these people up here, they're gonna be the first ones they turn against, because these people up here think they're running the show. These young intellectuals, they're out there beating on drums every night and twerking and chanting. Yeah. They think they're in charge. And generally what happens, like we've talked about before, what happens is because these people, the Democrats think these people are helping them, and if they are successful, they can't have them around they can't have them around to challenge the new leadership. Oh no. That's going to change really quick once these intellectuals figure it out. I'm just saying, guys. Just saying. Well, hey, this is what I had for tonight. And like I said, we have our Motorcycle Club Church tomorrow. And we'll see what happens tomorrow, and I'll let you guys know what the crew thought of what it is we're going to be doing. And so that's where we're at. Go sign the petition, guys. It's on the front page of TexasBikerRadio.org. Also, go to our news and comment and read about the debate and read about our stimulus for the people and how Nancy Pelosi has been working for her party nonstop the last 4 years without doing anything that benefits the American people. Not a thing. And we are sick and tired of being sick and tired. With that, everybody, have a great evening. Buy you a motorcycle if you don't have one. Come ride with us. Be safe. Bye-bye.